are short and easy. If you follow the program regularly, I can guarantee you that very soon you will be able to speak and understand French quite easily. In the previous class, we learned two basic things: the French alphabet and how to introduce oneself. In today's class, we are going to learn some of the typical sounds that are characteristic of the French language. These sounds are created in two different ways. A, by bringing together a combination of vowels and one consonant. B, by combining two and sometimes three vowels. By learning these letter combinations, you will not only improve your pronunciation and your spelling, but you will be able to read correctly on your own new words that you come across for the first time. The first sound that we shall learn in today's class is the nasal sound. The nasal sound is common in many European languages. In French, it is one of the most frequently used sound, and therefore every French student must master this sound in order to speak, read and write French correctly. The French language has 4 nasal sounds. 3 of the nasal sounds are quite similar to one another. Let us begin with them. The first one is the sound, This sound is similar to the French letter A. Listen and compare the two sounds, I'll repeat them once again, Let us practice this nasal sound by adding a letter before this letter combination. Let us do it with the letters M, T and S. So when you add the letter M before this nasal sound, you get ma. When you add T, you get ta. And when you add an S, you get sa. Let us now look at how this nasal sound is written. The nasal sound is created when the letter A is followed by the letter N. A few examples of words where the letters A and N produce the nasal sound are diamant, kangaroo, orange. We came across these words in our previous class. Let me now give you a few new words. 40, éléphant, mangue. Sometimes this nasal sound can have a slight variation in its written form. The letter N can be replaced by the letter M. The reason behind this change of spelling is that in French, the letters B and P can never be preceded by the letter N. So when there is a nasal sound before these two letters, the letter M replaces the letter N. This change in spelling, however, does not alter the pronunciation. The pronunciation remains the same. For example, ambulance, jambon, lampe. Therefore, the following letter combination AN and AM have the same sound. This same nasal sound can also be created by combining the letters E and N. Thus, EN is also pronounced as an. For example, dent, serpent, envelope. The same rule that we saw regarding the letter M preceding the letter B and P is applicable here too. So words like septembre, trembler and temple have EM instead of an EN. Pronunciation wise, both en and em are identical. Before moving on to the second nasal sound, let me summarize what we just learned. The following letter combination an or am and en or em have all the same sound. Most words that have the nasal sound are written with either an an or an en. Only when the letters b and p follow immediately after the nasal sound, the letter n changes to m. This change in writing does not affect the pronunciation. The pronunciation remains the same. To practice, let us repeat all the new words: diamant, kangourou, orange, 40, éléphant, mangue, ambulance, jambon, lampe, dent, serpent, enveloppe, septembre, tremblay, temple. The second nasal sound that we shall learn is the sound. This sound is similar to the way the letter A is pronounced in the following English words: animal, apple. Listen and compare the two sounds, a and an. Again, a and an. Now, let us combine this nasal sound with a consonant. Let us do it with the letters M, T and S. So, when you add the letter M before the sound, you get ma. With T, you get tin. And with S, you get saint. Let us now look at how this nasal sound is written. Can be created by a variety of letter combinations. All of the following letter combinations, IN, IM, AIN, AIM, EIN, IEN, have all the same sound. We came across this nasal sound in our previous class when we learned the word lapin and sapin. Our previous class when we learned the word lapin and sapin. Let me now show you a few new words with each of the following letter combinations. IN as in insecte, IM as in timbre, AIN as in train, AIM as in daim, EIN as in ceinture, and IEN as in bien. Let us repeat these words: insecte, timbre, train, daim, ceinture, bien. The third nasal sound that is often confused with and is Note the three sounds and As you see, the difference between them is slight. Is midway between and Let us practice this nasal sound by combining it with a consonant. Like before, we will do it with the letters M, T and S. So when you add the letter M before this nasal sound, you get M. With T you get T, and with S you get S. In writing, when the letter N is preceded by the letter U, it creates the sound. A few examples of words that have this E nasal sound are lundi, brun, jungle. Let us repeat these words. Lundi, brun, jungle. The fourth and final nasal sound is on. On. As you can see, this sound is very different from the other three nasal sounds we just learnt. This sound is similar to the letter O. Listen and compare the two sounds, O and on. I'll repeat them once again, O, on. Let us practice this nasal sound by adding a consonant before the letter combination. Let's do it with M, T and S. So with M you have mon, with T, ton, and with S, son. Let us take a closer look at how this sound is written. On is created by putting together the letters O and N. Let me point out that in our previous class, we came across 4 words that have the on sound: avion, dragon, Japon, and montre. Let us repeat these words: avion, dragon, Japon, and montre. Let us now look at a few new words: ongle, crayon, camion. Let me repeat these words: ongle, crayon, camion. The same rule regarding the letter M and N are applicable here too. For example, in the words concombre, nombre, trompette, the letter M replaces the letter N because of the letters P and B. As you can see, pronunciation wise, there is no difference between ON and OM. Let me review this section on the on sound. This nasal sound can be created in 2 ways. In most cases, the on sound is written with an ON. But when the letters P and B follow immediately after the nasal sound, the letter N changes to M. This change in the writing, however, does not affect the pronunciation. The pronunciation remains the same. So here we have the 4 nasal sounds of